Yes, people. I thought I wasn't going to keep you waiting much longer. Eunice should be here shortly, but I just thought I'd interact with the people them in the chat since we are coming up to 10 minutes late. And I don't want to keep you waiting much longer. So big up everybody. I thought, let me get some interactions in. You get me? Siddharth, come on, bro. Appreciate the excitement for the show. Yeah, no to Ricketts. Come on, bro. We already know this. It's not gonna happen. Hey, the calling. I'm not gonna make it happen today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow instead. Usually I would do it on a Friday, but just given circumstances with the whole club ownership stuff, I might do more than one this week as well because it's important to get you lot's point of view. So just stay tuned for that, definitely. And yeah, make sure as well, smash the like button as you join in and subscribe if you are new. Hashtag road to 10k. We are trying to still get to 10k. That never stops. And the hashtag of the day, no to Ricketts. We do not want a family with those types of views owning Chelsea Football Club. Absolutely not. And I have to address this as well to the rival fans that we're saying, oh, it's because it's not the choice of owners that we want. These people have a finance that's like 3 or 4 times bigger than what Roman Abramovich is. So it's not money that's the issue with these people. It's just that we don't want these kind of people running the club. It's that simple. We're not trying to have that. So absolutely. You're going to see in the layout when Younes is able to join us. I've got the hashtag no to Ricketts up there. Paul Canoville, as well, ex-Chelsea legend, has spoken out, and he is very much like us, very much against them having anything to do with the club. Karan, big up yourself. Why are the Ricketts flying to London? Don't want them. You know what? I can't really start answering too many questions. I got to wait for Younes to come in. Got to get more people in here as well. Obviously, we want to have as many people as possible listening to the discussion, but big up everybody. Big up yourself, Karan. The shirt, by the way, I got this from Zara on Fifth Avenue. I found out for you. See, I don't forget Zara on Fifth Avenue, New York City. But this was a while ago. Big up Alonso for that. Anyway, Joey Wagwan, my guy. Big up the people. You already know this. First and foremost, always the chat has to get the big ups. Yeah, waiting patiently. Trust me, man, I'm waiting for Younes, fam. I don't know what Younes is doing, but you get me. He'll be on his way here. Younes is good people's. He's told me what he's doing already, so I know. He told me he's going to be a couple minutes late. Nah, it's not my fault this time. Exeter 1985. Big up yourself, by the way. Massive supporter of the channel. It's not my fault this time. Not my fault this time. Don't care who takes over Chelsea. I just want us to do well. And the owner who cares about us and who helps us with the transfers, Chelsea first. Absolutely. Everybody just listen. Regardless, everybody wants the same outcome for Chelsea Football Club. That supports the club. Just stable ownership without all of the controversy, but is still looking to meet the ambitions of the club and also respect the fans. Do you know what I mean? Another thing that I'm probably going to ask Younes about when he joins us shortly is how he feels about the fan ownership. In fact, some of you can tell me. Let's get that. Do you know what? Since it's not in the topic, let's get that early. Let's get that cracking with the chat. Let me know what you think about fan ownership, because some of you may be surprised with my answer. But I want to see some of you lots first. I promise I ain't going to flip-flop my answer. I promise. But yeah, let me know what you lot think about the fan ownership. And we have our guest, Younes, has joined us. Big up yourself. And
Guni, hello.
oh, have I got my speakers on? I think I don't want that to echo. Yes, I'm good. The Al Guni and Al Younes Hamu Saladin agenda is still alive. Although
He's
we
still
don't
alive,
know
of
yet.
course.
Yeah, we're not
Of course.
entirely sure, but I'm gonna have hope.
Of course, he's still alive. We have lots of money.
We have lots of money. You know what I'm saying?
Salam alaikum.
How we doing, Younes? Long lost reunion. Long time since I have seen you, bruv. Do you know what I mean? We have got lots to talk about. How we doing?
Yes, bro. I'm good, man. I'm good. I hope you're good too. I hope everyone in the chat is all good. And yeah, no massive news yet, really, is there? This shortlist is taking its time.
Yeah, it is. It is. Do you know what? Just while we were waiting, I just thought I'd just do some interaction with the people them in the chat.
Yeah.
I just asked them a question. I wanted to see what people thought about part fan ownership. So you know how although it's looking like Nick Candy is looking further and further likely to be one of the prospective owners, but you know, part of his promise was to have a fan ownership percentage or whatever.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm not really a fan of it because of the variables that are involved in this, because there's so many different types of Chelsea fans. And
Yeah.
if you get the wrong bunch that are in there, you know, so many different things can just go wrong. You know, views can actually be misrepresented. So I'm not really too much with it. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on that.
I mean, the one thing that we already have guaranteed at Chelsea, thankfully, the model that we already have, the Chelsea pitch owners. You know, the pitch is owned by Chelsea supporters.
Yep.
That's it, and ex-Chelsea players and ex-Chelsea managers, and it's countless. You can be an owner today if you want to buy your share from the Chelsea pitch owners. That is something no one can take away. That's established. That's done. No matter what happens, Chelsea pitch owners exist. So that's already a good way to influence the fan opinion. In order to get fan ownership in or stake of it to go to the fans, I don't mind. I just know that if that were to be the case, it would more than likely involve the Chelsea Supporters Trust.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Chelsea Supporters Trust, this is the thing. Sometimes it can get political because the Chelsea Supporters Trust does represent the supporters' view, but who's on that board and who's running the Chelsea Supporters Trust, that can always change in the future. Right now, it's lush. Right now, it looks good. But in the future, that can always change. Thankfully, with the Chelsea Supporters Trust, if you're a member, I'm a member. We always get throughout I think thousands of people that are part of it. There's always meetings, whether they're online, whether they're in person, but now it's all online. There's votes that take place. You get emails sent to you if you want to, share your opinion. If you want to vote on something, you can do that. It's quite transparent. It's quite concise. So right now, that's cool. But in the future, you never know if it ends up in the hands of someone who's a little bit mad, or who knows. Right now, though, Chelsea, compared to all the other clubs, I think Chelsea have it good. Chelsea pitch owners is definitely a way to have fan representation. So that's cool for now, at least.
Yeah, I think as of now that should be enough. But anything more than that, I think can become problematic. That's my perspective on it. But Ricketts CFC. Big up yourself. Thank you very much for the super chat. Big up, gents. No to any racism after our history. Obviously, that's a topic that we're going to discuss. Let me just remove the super chat so you can see that we have it in our artwork. Absolutely no to Ricketts family. We're going to come on to that, though. 100%. We're going to discuss that. Another super chat from another supporter of this channel, Exeter 1985. Fan ownership doesn't work unless you're going to let the fans know everything. Sometimes the owners need to keep some things private. And I agree. This is why it just really ultimately comes down to having the correct sporting minds with the experience to run this club. That's the best way. Do you know what I mean? Instead of things getting murky like that. But
sometimes business is business, like you need big minds and big personalities to just make a decision. With fans, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes fans are too emotional. Sometimes you just need someone to step back and do something that's best in the long run, which sometimes fans can't, and we're all guilty of it. Sometimes we can't see until it happens.
No, that's it. But obviously we're here to discuss whether there have been any developments regarding this takeover situation, because the deadline for the bids to go in, as we all know, was on Friday. We thought we would have at least heard something over the weekend. We did get a false alarm yesterday. Quite a few people were panicking and saying, oh no, the Saudis have not been selected in the shortlist. No more Al Guni bin Saeed, or whatever my name is. And you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. Well, this is the thing, right? The shortlist hasn't actually been announced. And Mr. Ben Jacobs, somebody who I referred to in our last stream, Younes, has actually spoken. So, this is what he is saying. The Rain Group will announce Chelsea's preferred bidders this week. Suitors could find out as early as today, but no later than Thursday lunch. Bruce Buck has had input, and there is expected to be a shortlist of 4. Told there were less than 10 serious bids. The Ricketts family, Ken Griffin, remain extremely confident. Oh, they won't be after seeing social media. I'm pretty sure. They are best positioned to secure a quick sale due to their relationships with Rain and previous due diligence on Chelsea. This is why it's important the fans make noise, Eunice, because if
Yeah.
that's true, that is shockingly alarming. That is very, very alarming, and we cannot have them anywhere near the club. And this is what I know of Chelsea fans. If they are to entertain that foolishness and allow them to take over the club, we are not going to have it. It's just going to be a Super League repeat. Although this time it's going to be a lot more difficult to deal with because of the ownership situation. But I think even seeing their names on that shortlist is going to send us into a fucking turmoil because I'm not going to be happy. But he does go on to say Saudi Media Group, as reported, made a strong offer, least likely group to facilitate a fast sale. Now, don't overlook that, people. Don't overlook that, because right now time is not on our side, and this is the only thing that worries me about this the Saudi situation. But as Eunice rightly pointed to in our stream with Lee Gunner earlier, if you didn't check that out, make sure you do after this stream. If they're on the list, it's not going to matter because Chelsea have looked, considered all circumstances, and said, despite that, there's still strong candidates for the thing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I hope that doesn't hurt their chances too much. No intel yet as to whether they've made the shortlist, but it's been reiterated, as you'd expect from SMG, that Chelsea aren't put off, as I put it, the optics of a KSA sale. So there is still optimism there. They're not flat out denying that that it's not going to happen. There is still the opportunity. Boris Johnson, as we all know, has come out and spoken about, relationships with Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? So Ben Jacobs also goes on to say, it's his last one, I think the key point, though, is Chelsea, not Rain, have effectively chosen the preferred bidders, so whoever makes the shortlist can assume the club are entirely comfortable with them. The level of club input at this stage is atypical, but then so is the whole sell process. So there we have
Made it clear there. He's made it clear in terms of if you make the shortlist, the club are happy with your bid. The club are happy with it. At that point, it's just who has the best offer on the table. But in terms of resources, time, project, vision, what they're going to end up doing, if they've made the shortlist, Chelsea are absolutely cool with them. So it's going to be interesting. Realistically, this is what I'd say. With the issue of time being for everyone that is interested in the Saudis taking over, if time is an issue, they won't make the shortlist.
Yeah.
They won't make it. If they make it, time is not an issue.
Time is not an issue anymore. So it's really when we see that shortlist of quote unquote, was it 4 or 5? It was 4, he said, that he mentioned.
Yes, it's going to be 4.
So, yeah.
And you could say the same applies to the Ricketts. There's all this outrage about the Ricketts. If the Ricketts make the shortlist, Chelsea aren't phased. They're not phased. And that would be worrying.
It would be worrying, but we have to make them phased. We've done it once before. We've done it once before, and we can do it again. Do you know what I mean? So if they want to go down that route, they know that us Chelsea fans, we're not going to have it, because I need to remind people, it was us that started the dominoes to say no to the Super League. Yeah, we said no first, everybody else followed. Let's not get that twisted. But Kian Wolfenden, thank you very much for your super chat. Will Chelsea fans be allowed to go to Wembley if the club is taken over by then yes. But as of now, no. I mean, think so.
I heard something earlier on about the FA are like, no, it's looking like Chelsea fans will be there. Like, well, how have you done that then? Like, I don't know. Tickets are not on sale. I mean, the mega store is still shut. I don't know. Personally, I just think it's to try and appease people. I don't think anything's been done. Unless if we get things in motion very, very soon, then maybe. But right now, no.
I'm just reading through the chat. Why are so many people defeated by what I just read? Come on, man. Listen, that's not really saying anything. Like, the time to really start making judgments is when you see the shortlist. That's basically what he said, the sum of what he's saying. It's just the information around that's been reported, because you've got other pockets, other media houses that are just, they're saying contrary things. So the Athletic, for example, they're refusing to report anything about the Saudi media. Matt Law's doing the same thing. For whatever reason they're doing that for, I don't know. I ain't gonna start throwing out accusations here because I don't know if these men are snitches or not, and are gonna try and do something. So you know what I mean. So, but yeah, Younes, you know what I'm talking about, though, innit?
Yeah, I do.
There's definitely something going on there.
No,
in my
but
opinion.
even Matt Law today, what 2-3 hours ago, it's on his Twitter saying journalists don't know who the bidders are. Journalists don't know who's made a shortlist. He even said even the bidders don't know if they've been selected yet. Nothing's been done. So when you hear any media organization or outlet or whatever come out and say, oh, this person's ahead of this person, that person's ahead of that person, that group's ahead of that group, that person's made the shortlist, that group's made the short. No, even the bidders do not know yet, unless if they've just been told, and no one knows. Right now, only the Rain Group and the Chelsea board have an indication. That is it. So don't buy anything you hear or see right now, except for when you hear it properly from the announcement, which is going to be coming. We don't know. That's the whole point. No one knows.
Yeah, exactly. No one knows. So until then, we just sit patiently and wait. But there's no right now. This is not a time to panic. Anything that you're seeing,
Yeah, not at all.
yeah, anything that you're seeing right now is just paper talk to sell stories and just to keep things ticking over. You get me? That's it. Just have something to talk about, because if there's no story, there's no clicks for them. So they need to write something.
We have to remember something as well, yeah. This is Chelsea Football Club. When have you ever known Chelsea to do something so public?
Exactly.
Never. We somehow we've all forgotten that.
Exactly.
Chelsea always love to operate privately.
And listen, and when you apply that to the bidders of who have operated the most private, it's the ones that we want who have been the most quiet. When you really think about it, the Saudi media group have kept their mouth shut, and it's usually the most serious people that keep their mouth shut. Their action, more action than words.
We have to remember as well, like as Ben Jacob said, there's just less than 10 serious bids on the table. We only know of 6. Who the other 4, or 3, or 2, or even 1? Not, we don't know.
Exactly. So let's just wait till the shortlist comes out before we start panicking. We do have Younes. How much time do you have? Because I've got to ask you this before we went live.
Oh no, I'm still good for about 15 minutes or so. That's cool.
Okay, cool. So since we've got another 15 minutes to go, let's move straight on to this hashtag No to Ricketts campaign that is going on social media. So if you are not aware with what's going on, first of all, I have to throw this disclaimer out there. I am not your usual hashtag wanker. I'm not that person that just jumps on and says hashtag this, hashtag that. So for me to do this means that I truly believe in what's going on here, and I've done my due diligence. Now, in terms of due diligence, for the accusations that are happening, I've also got to provide proof. Now, the thing is I've seen somebody has done a Twitter thread on these people. Let me just try and get that up. Yeah, they've done a Twitter thread on these people. StreamYard, can you actually get the screen up for me? That would be brilliant. I'd love that, mate. Yeah, you're not going to do that for me? No? Going to be difficult? Yeah? We're going to make this happen. Hey, don't worry. We're going to make this happen. We're going to make this happen. There you go. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Is it on the screen? There we go. We've made it. We've made it. Big up yourself, Nippon. I see you. But let's get on to this thread. Now, the good thing is about this, and this is the reason why I've actually used this, is that he's provided an article that backs up the quotes. But the only thing is that the article is behind the paywall. So if you're going to want to read it, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay for it. Unless you've got some trick up your sleeve, then you're still going to be able to read it. So one of the two options should help you out. But this is why we do not want the Ricketts family. I'm just going to start from the top. Joe, so this says, remember, this is not the words of Guni to the snitches out there. I am just reading. Joe Ricketts is a racist, as found in a string of emails sent over a period of 4 years from 2009 to 2013, saying we cannot ever let Islam become a large part of our society. Muslims are naturally my enemy, quote unquote. If that's not a red flag for me to have to continue, listen, do I really have to say much else from there? Do you know what I mean?
This guy might be the only guy where Kante actually goes red and punches someone in the face.
Yeah, that it might be that case.
It might be
Kante might just put his foot down on that 2004 Mini Cooper and just ram straight through him, bruv. No joke. His son, Tom Ricketts, and multiple other sources say Joe Ricketts is not directly involved in the Chicago Cubs, but Chelsea fans do not want to be associated with anybody who shares the same name. Big facts. A mere apology after 4 years of cached emails is not enough. They have a history of acquiring highly controversial players for the Chicago Cubs. Yeah, this is mad techie. I'm not going to be here throwing accusations and shame on news because I don't know how true the nature of these accusations are. As you know, they are very strong, and we live in a society where people like to sue. So this is yeah, it's true. Nah, big man thing. I did law. Listen, I done law at uni, so this thing scares me, bro. Yeah,
you can do like what Rocky done in Rocky 5 and just go sue me for what?
Yeah, facts. Fuck you, I'm just gonna read it. Aroldis Chapman was handed a 30-game suspension for domestic violence after allegedly choking his girlfriend and fired 8 shots during the dispute.
Wow. Allegedly, we have to pinpoint that.
Yep.
Yes.
Danny Murphy, a known homophobe, said this about Billy Beane, Major League Ambassador for Inclusion, not the one from Moneyball. I don't know what that means, but whatever. I do disagree with the fact that Billy is a homosexual. That doesn't mean I can't still invest in him and get to know him. And you can still accept them, but I do disagree with the lifestyle 100%. Well, he gave his perspective on that.
Yeah.
Addison Russell handed a 40 game. Okay, so he's repeating himself. The article says renovations to Wrigley Field and the surrounding area, while necessary in many cases, have changed the spirit of the iconic ballpark. While fans don't hold on, because I've read some worse shit about these guys. I've read some bad shit about these guys, and
really,
it doesn't seem to be on this one. I think I've referenced the wrong one, but basically in the quotes that I read,
many threads are there,
bruv? There's so many different ones. But basically, long story short, you saw what the main one was, and that was the topic about what you said about the religion of Islam. You know what I mean? So for somebody to have that views and want to own our club, to me, it's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable.
Even from a sporting perspective, if you just look at what has been quoted of what happened at the Chicago Cubs and the fact that they don't really look to try and turn the Cubs into a competitive team, they just try to use them in order to expand the franchise and to try and make loads of money. Well, that's Kroenke at Arsenal. No, thank you. Except this is probably 100 times worse, added with the whole Islamophobia thing. So it's just nah. If this guy even gets on the shortlist, I'm gonna be seriously disappointed with the club.
Yeah, because
and
they're
the
gonna
Rain
have
Group.
a say. Yeah, because they're gonna have a say. They're 100% gonna have a say. But we also have to be careful and understand that it has been widely said that they have a good relationship with the Rain Group. So it might be them that's pushing that agenda. But we don't know too much about them. We just know that they're facilitating the sale.
All we know is that as well, but Ben Jacobs, and I saw earlier some others say the same thing, is Chelsea are selecting the bidders and the Rain Group are managing the sale. So it'll be Chelsea selecting the final 4.
Yeah, and that does give me hope. I ain't gonna lie to you. It gives me hope that they're gonna do the right thing. Because listen, for Roman to go through everything that he's gone through, to just hand the club over to a group of racist people would be absolutely fucking backwards to me. It would be a slap. It would be the biggest slap to himself. You've given all that money that's been taken away from you, which is worth stupid amounts. For you to just then go and give it to people that think like that, nah, bruv, you would have tarnished your legacy massively if you do something like that. Still appreciate you for what you done, but to do that, it's going to raise a lot of eyebrows, 100%. But Paul Canoville, Chelsea legend, has also expressed his discontent with the Ricketts family and has said that he does not want that racist group anywhere near Chelsea Football Club in a tweet. So there are quite a few people getting behind it. And like I said, it is trending on Twitter. I don't know about any other social media platforms, but we are making the right noise. And it's like you said, Eunice, I've got faith that if they even make that shortlist, Chelsea fans will not have it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I don't see it happening at that point. With the noise that we've got the potential to make, I don't think the club are just gonna go for that. I don't think they will. I think better of Marina, Roman, and all them. To be
Me
honest
too.
with you.
Me
And
too.
that would just be a horrible thing. If there's anything else of this Ricketts family that I've missed out on in the chat, please let me know. Especially the Americans who are more familiar with the Ricketts family. Obviously, I don't follow too much American sports, but if you know about them, then boy, let us know anything else that we've missed out in the chat. But let's just go to, because quite a few people ask me my opinion. People who sort of understand, they're like, look, we understand there's going to be no answer until the shortlist is done, but just give us your opinion anyway, because I'm sure you get that question as well, Eunice. So I'm just
Yep.
going to take the time to give them the opportunity. So I'm just going to start with you, Eunice. If you could choose out of the quote unquote four, which ones do you feel will be hitting that shortlist?
Who I feel will make the shortlist. I think Todd Bowley, without question. I think, well, there's the whole Nick Candy thing, which has gone left, but
Yeah,
as to whether that's the case or not, we don't know. It's not confirmed. We don't know, so I don't know. I reckon Todd Bowley. I'd like to think Saudi media make it.
yeah,
I think, as mad as it sounds, I think Woody Johnson.
that's another one who's got a good relationship with the Rain Group as well.
Yep. Yep. And again, with him, there is no scandal. There's just sporting issues in
Yeah,
terms of how the Jets have functioned. But in terms of him or any baggage he brings, not really. Whether he's politically affiliated, again, I don't know. And I think Sir Martin Broughton with Sebastian Coe might have a shout, especially as they've managed to pick up all the investors that they've needed to. And apparently it's a solid bid. So I think, especially him being English based, I think he'll make it as well. That's my opinion. I just think maybe those four.
Woody Johnson as well. Apparently, he's got a bit of racism behind him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, well, there we go.
Mhm.
So write him off. If the Ricketts are written off, write him off. Oh, bloody hell, there is, isn't there? Wow. Yeah. So, and that's what I've heard. I've heard Woody is a terrible owner. This is what I'm saying from a sporting perspective. I've heard he's shocking. So I wouldn't want to.
Oh my day. CNN reported that Johnson questioned why black people celebrated Black History Month and asked prior to a 2018 event if the audience would be a whole bunch of black people, was source said.
Well, I mean, write him off then.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to fly. That's just not going to fly here.
I don't think so as well. Saudi media. That's what. Listen, we've already just spoke about that. That's what I think is happening here. Sometimes no news is better than more news.
Can we say about the Saudi media group? Yeah, we've not heard one thing from them
Exactly.
since this whole thing started. There's not been one quote.
Exactly.
But a bid's been submitted.
That much we do know. And for me,
Yeah.
and for me, you see what makes them even stronger for me is the fact that you've got other journalists that are suppressing their bids, that are suppressing it. They don't want to talk about it for whatever reason. So that makes me suspicious.
Yeah.
Todd Miller, big up yourself. No to Woody, no to Cubs, no to any franchise owners in the US. But how about Todd Bowley though?
You know what? I know a lot of people advocate for the Saudis. If it's not going to be them, out of the rest, I'd go Todd Bowley. At this point, I think it's probably best. From a sporting perspective, there's good things apparently in terms of what he's done with the Dodgers. From an ambition standpoint, you hear good things. The funding seems to be there. The consortium looks strong. I mean, even Goldman Sachs have got involved. And, you know, from a corporate standpoint, a lot of people would be like, oh, that's rotten. But
Yeah.
right now, who isn't?
He was
Like,
exactly.
So, in terms of a solid foundation, and what I've heard Todd Bowley say in terms of talking about Premier League clubs and potentially owning a team in the Premier League, he said good things. Yes, others say good things as well. They always want to give you what you want to hear. But so far, I've not heard one bad thing. And I've had my skepticism about American sports owners. He's the only one right now where I've not heard the bad thing.
Yeah.
So, you know what? If it comes to it, cool. The only issue that I had with that consortium is Wiss being 86 years old and Goldstein being a Spurs fan. Right now, that in parallel to all the other issues we're hearing, minor.
Yeah, exactly.
Minor.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think they'd be best placed. If it's not going to be the Saudis, I'd give it to Bowley.
Well, this is the thing, man. It's such a difficult and stressful time as a Chelsea fan, bro, because because this is a massive pivot in our history, bro.
It is huge.
It is this decision writes the next
Our future.
100. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Our future, pretty much. Do you know what? The whole situation with Nick Candy,
it's so unclear.
Yeah, because what I do feel is, and do you know what I want to say is, regardless of who this club goes to, I feel there definitely has been some political interests that have been obligated in ties with this sale. 1000%.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
the one thing that we didn't want in sport was to mix politics in football, but it's been all up in this.
It's been done now.
Yep.
Left,
It's
right,
been
and
done
center.
now. That's what I mean. But apparently, Nick Candy, he gathered a consortium that included the South Korean pension fund or something, the state pension.
There's an investment fund, yeah. Much like PIF with Newcastle and the Saudis is the South Korean with these lot, yeah.
They're worth like 800 billion or something called the assets that they hold is probably like 800 billion or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
But apparently they is it that they didn't table a bid or something, or they pulled out last minute?
No, so apparently what happened this morning, apparently, this was on Simon Phillips's Twitter, was someone who is involved with that investment fund came on Instagram to express their sorrow at the fact that it didn't go through and saying we're sorry to the fans who backed us. But something in terms of the South Korean investment not actually backing Nick Candy.
So they didn't want to get behind him.
Yeah, basically.
But
is that confirmed? It's not. Right now, we don't know. No one knows.
But my thing is if Nick Candy had taken that position anyway, he doesn't have anywhere near enough capital to have even a voice. So is he just gonna have a position like that, Amanda Stelvey, whatever her name is, at Newcastle, where she's just the face and spokesperson for the club?
Pretty much, I would think, surely.
Yeah,
it's the only logical way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that group's interesting because it may well be that they still did put in a bid. We just don't know. We just don't know.
Apparently, a bid did go in, but whether the South Koreans are going to follow that through, or if it involves even does it even involve the South Koreans at this point? Because we heard all this after the bid had been submitted, apparently. So again, we don't know. No one knows.
No, we've got no idea. Big up Vidic CFC again for the super chat. Anyone who has come out with the public statements talking too much is clearly not right for the right person. Chelsea does the talking on the pitch. Present situation is a prime example. Absolutely. And most importantly, our owner, Roman Abramovich, does his business in silence. He's known for that. So, and I think he probably appreciates the ones that are more silent and just focused on getting the deal done. So, and I think the SMG have been doing that. You get me? But big up yourself, Vidic, for the super chat. I lost track of what I was gonna say, but yeah, that Nick Candy one, I don't know because again, with him, if he's gonna have a say in the club, what type of fan is he going to be? What kind of how is he going to represent us?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are scared of like Mike Ashley vibes with him, and that he does everything that he says on the tin for now, but once he gets through the door, it's going to go a complete 180. personally, just from a footballing standpoint, I got a red flag from him when I heard that he would have said he'd give Frank Lampard more time. I heard that. I was like,
Yeah,
right,
that's when I was like, yeah, this is a billionaire Rory Jennings, cuz that's all he is. That's what he is, bro. I'm telling you. And no
For real.
disrespect. Listen, no disrespect to Rory Jennings. He has his views. They piss me off. I ain't
Yeah, of
gonna
course.
fucking lie. They piss me off, but he's entitled to them. It's
Yep.
nothing against the person. It's absolutely
Yep.
nothing. Rory probably as a person away from me is probably a kind guy, probably a nice guy, as far
I've
as
heard
I
he
know.
is, yeah.
But Rory, if you're listening, your views rub me up the wrong fucking way, mate. I ain't gonna lie to you. You do my
And
nut.
he knows that. he knows that as well. It's like when he was talking about Roman selling the club. He was happy. And then he even said at the start of his video, he was like, I know this is going to be completely against the majority of the Chelsea fan base, and I'm cool with that, but this is my opinion.
And here's the thing. Regardless of how you feel about him, I will always respect a man who will stand on it and own that shit and speak what's on his mind. So I will respect Rory Jennings if you get me when he speaks, because he just tells the truth, innit? You might not like it, but that's the truth. Yeah, that's it, bruv. I respect anyone like that. So it's what it is. But flip here, there, bruv. Younes, these next coming days, I know I can't keep it for too long. These next coming days, we're gonna get updates after updates after updates. So it's good that we only went on for 35 minutes now, because there's gonna be plenty more to talk about in the week. I am pretty sure.
Bruv, there'll be more tonight at this rate.
There'll be more tonight. Do you reckon so?
No, I mean, the way we hear updates now, it becomes flipping every hour, the way it's moving. So, I mean, whether something's going to happen tonight, it's going to happen tomorrow, it's going to happen by Thursday, something's happening in the next 48 hours.
100%. Because I think what's the best interest is the fact that this club gets sold as soon as possible. So we can do things like, dip into the transfer window again, just sort out general issues at the club, because this is just getting long. It's getting long. Yep. CFC Fahim, big up yourself. Coming days is tick-tack time. Tick-tack.
Tick-tack.
Tick-tack. Trust me.
And an interesting thing at Chelsea that I saw is David Bernard, who was director of football operations, has been promoted to the board as of today. So he has a say now.
Who's this, sorry?
David Bernard. He was director of football operations. So he's been there for like 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
He's on the board now with Marina and Bruce and Eugene. He's on the board. So he's going to have a say. And what I saw Nizar Kinsella say is that it's a really good move.
Oh, is that right?
It's a really good move for him. So, I mean, in terms of football operations, let's have it right. In terms of on the pitch, we've been very successful. So if he's been overseeing all of that, fair play. I'll do it.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Exeter 1985 thinks once again, will nationality affect the decision now that the UK government has set the precedent that they will take over a football team? What other clubs have foreign owners?
Loads of foreign owners.
I'm just trying to understand the question. I don't quite fully get
Will nationality affect the decision now that the UK government has set the precedent that they will take over a football? So in terms of like the UK government being involved?
Yeah. Okay, so I think Exeter 1985, let us know in the chat if I'm wrong. I think basically what he's trying to ask is now that it's in the hands of the UK government, will it be preferential choice for a UK person to get the club? So will there be that bias that a British person will get the club? If I'm wrong, please let me know if I'm interpreting that wrong, Exeter 1985. I would definitely like to answer your question.
I think the only way that a nationality gets involved as a problem is if a Russian tries to take over. Right now, that's the only way. In terms of Americans, the government will be cool with it. British, the government will be cool with it. Even Saudi, the government will be cool with it. Everyone's cool.
Okay. Well, I think, to be honest with you, I think a British ally will obviously get that preferential treatment, whether it will be, at the forefront, that preferential treatment will be publicized, I don't know, but behind the scenes possibly. And this is what people don't forget. It's way within the British government's interest to keep a healthy relationship with the Saudis, especially what's going on
big time
with these petrol, or as they say in America, gas prices. Yeah. So don't forget that there's a bigger interest that's involved in this. yeah, then Chelsea Football Club. This may or may not be a way to sweeten the deal for the petrol prices to go. Could you imagine if we sold Chelsea, if Chelsea was sold to the Saudis and then the petrol prices in England went down? No one could ever chat shit
Everyone
to
will
us
be
ever
happy for
again.
it.
Do you
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
real.
Yeah, no one could ever chat shit to us again. Be like,
And
yeah,
even in terms of the issues that I know some people have with, and correctly so, in terms of the like the war in Yemen, for example, right?
yeah,
Bruv, it's British weapons that are being used out there. Like the biggest arms deal right now in the world goes to what we have supplied to the Saudis. So the British government will not have a problem. It will not have a problem. And that's just from a political standpoint. From a standpoint of, as you said, in terms of oil, the more the merrier. We want Saudi business, apparently, according to Boris and the sports minister.
oh yeah,
So,
he
I
would.
mean,
They were very welcoming about it. That week
yeah.
they spoke about it more like several times. They're
Yeah.
like, we're gonna like quite, but and this is the thing, quite a few people have green lighted the Saudi media group anyway. Whether it's indirectly or directly, they've been green lighted. I think it's gonna happen. I think they will be in a short list. I hope it's not egg on my face. I'll be disappointed if they're not, but if they're not, Todd Bowley has to be on there.
For real.
That is a very, very, for me, that's a very solid second for me.
Yeah.
After the Saudi media group, anything else after that is just, boy, hold on to your seats and buckle up and just hope we get
The Heart Attack FC on another level that we've never seen before.
Differently. My name will be NHS Guni and you'll be Booper Younes. Do you know what I mean?
They'll have to privatize the NHS just to focus on us three, bruv.
Yeah, no, trust me. But Younes, man, what have you? Do you know what? In fact, you told me you had an upload. That's why you were late. I wanted to wait till the end of the show so the subscribers don't run away and go to Younes because your content is elite, fam. Yeah, we need to go. We need to go out here. So that's why, chat. I had to leave that till the end. Yeah, but definitely, Younes. I know you've done a couple uploads. Let the people them know what you've got up on the channel so they can jump on there straight after here.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I mean, yesterday I had Reddit Monday. That was a laugh. We heard Marina Granovskaya speak for the first time. Never heard her voice prior to yesterday.
She did. Oh, yeah,
she spoke, bruv. We heard her voice. Bruv, it's quite soothing, you know.
Oh,
I'm not he's got a good voice. But yeah, so that was Reddit Monday yesterday. That was a funny video. Today I've got a video coming out literally straight after this. Giving my view on all this madness and the ownership and the shortlist and clarifying what has gone down. Pretty much similar to what we've discussed here. So if you just want more, then yeah, you'll get that in the next 5 minutes.
There you go. There you go. There you have it. As for this channel, yeah, just really keep up. I'm just like you guys. I'm trying to just get the information on the takeover. Obviously, we've got that period of international football coming up, but a very interesting period because Portugal might go out and might not make the World Cup. So we've got to keep our eye on that. In terms of what we've done today, myself, Younes, and Lee Gunner were live on his channel earlier. We had a huge laugh on there. Make sure you do go and check that out if you want some shits and giggles before you go to bed for some of you. Or if you're just waking up and you're watching this at this morning time on your side of the world, to start your day off with a laugh and a smile is always a great way. Go and check out myself, Lee Gunner, and Younes on Lee Gunner's channel. And before you leave, please make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. We are still on that long road to 10K, but we're going to be consistent. We're going to be persistent and all the systems that is, you get me? Whatever system that is relevant to this situation, we're going to do it. You get me? So help us do that, man. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you do stay safe.